So the next section I'd like to discuss on the seller lead sheet has to do with buying properties subject to the existing financing. Realize a lot of properties that you look at and a lot of sellers that you talk to either aren't going to be interested in selling their property subject to the existing financing, or the transaction may not be a good fit because the financing is either not very good financing, or maybe they only owe a very small amount on the property and there's a lot of equity, meaning you'd have to come in with secondary financing to actually buy the property subject to the existing first mortgage. It might be a very small balance. So only certain types of transactions are going to be a fit for this. You may not make a lot of subject to offers either as well, so you'll always skip over this question if it doesn't apply to you. However, there are certain types of transactions where buying it subject to would be good to explore with the seller. And so that's what this question is. And so if you've gathered the mortgage information and you're feeling like, you know what, this might be a good subject to purchase, you could either ask the question here when you're talking to the seller, or it may be something you just want to approach when you're with the seller in person. So if you do want to approach it over the phone, here's a good way of stating the question. And I just say something like, John, a lot of times when there's a good financing in place like you currently have, I can actually make you a slightly higher offer by taking over responsibility for the existing payments on your mortgage. Is this something you'd be interested in discussing? And a lot of times it's going to be unfamiliar to the seller, but you may get some interest if the seller is motivated here. So that kind of opens up the discussions. Most of the time, I won't get into high level discussions until I'm with the seller in person, but I like to get a feel for if this is something that they would consider when I am taking the lead if the transaction fits. So that's subject to financing question and just a short summary of it.